That is back-to-back victories for the Toronto Maple Leafs on the road against some fairly decent hockey clubs. Obviously, Arizona, had been a very good hockey team, and they won actually tonight in Arizona, so they're now 14-8-2. So the Leafs just beat them in Arizona, dominated them in Arizona, and go to Colorado tonight to face Nazem Kadri and the Avalanche. Tyson Barrie, Alex Kerfoot play against their former team. Nick Shore goes back home to play. And, it was initially supposed to be Nick Patan in, but Sheldon Keefe decides, no, I'm going to go Nick Shore today. I don't know what the decision was. I don't know if it was just a gut feeling or what by Sheldon Keefe. But let's get to this hockey game and break this thing down right from the get-go. Because it didn't look good early. 31 seconds in, Nathan MacKinnon scores to make it 1-0. And we're like, this is not good. You give up the first goal. 31 seconds into the hockey game. That's a disaster waiting to happen on the road. But as we felt from the last game, the team felt different. And today, it's kind of the same thing. Because once again, we thought to ourselves, all right, who scores the first goal? Oh, well, they did. Okay, how does the first period go? Well, let's get to the rest of it. Pierre Engvall, behind the back of the net, goes kind of about around the half boards of the hash marks. And he has a weird little spinning shot. And I didn't see that coming. No one really saw it coming except the hometown boy, Nick Shore, who tips it home past Philip Grubauer to make it a 1-1 hockey game. As I said earlier, the hunch from Sheldon Keefe was to put Nick Shore in, and he pots in the first goal of the hockey game for the Leafs, 9:49 into the period. His second goal of the year. Engvall and Justin Hall grab assists, and the Buds have tied the game at 1. When your fourth line gives you a goal, it goes right to the legs of the rest of the guys, and it does just that. Oh, just over a minute after that, the Leafs dominating in the offensive zone. Dermott across to Barrie, and Matthews is curling at the top, right in between the circles, right at the top. It was beautiful, beautiful play. I really enjoyed it because Matthews was loose, and instead of kind of just taking a shot from where he was, he held it a bit, kind of drifted to the right side, shot back to the left, through the legs of JT Compher, and under the arm of Philip Grubauer, and the Leafs are in front. It's 2-1. Like I said, this team, when they are good, can strike at any time. They can strike quick, and they can strike often. And just like that, the Leafs were down 1-0 early. But then just like that, the Leafs have taken the lead 2-1. But not even 3 minutes after that, the Leafs get their first power play with Tyson Barrie on the first unit. Let's have a look. Well, Matthews gets a great job getting it down low to William Nylander, and a nifty little feed to the center of the ice to who? Tyson Barrie, and he buries it past Grubauer, and the Leafs have taken a 2-goal lead. It's now 3-1. So as I said, this team can strike at any point so fast. And with a span of under 5 minutes, the Leafs score 3 goals and take a 3-1 lead. The assist in the play, we already talked about the Nick Shore goal. The Matthews goal was Barrie and Travis Dermott. And the Barrie goal was Austin Matthews and William Nylander, the power play dimes on that. Tyson Barrie, 2 goals in 2 games and a 2-point ball game. Where am I going at for that? But 2-point game for Tyson Barrie against his former club. And a great job by Tyson Barrie. And the Leafs weren't done in the first period. Under 3 minutes of play. Jake Muzzin gets the turnover inside the Leafs blue line. Ahead to Spezza. A shrieking Kasperi Kapanen through the defense. He's on a breakaway, and oh my goodness. Kasperi Kapanen shot, people. He lifts it. It goes bar down past Philip Grubauer, and the Leafs are now in front 4-1 in the first period. So yeah, they gave up the first goal. That sucks. But it's how you do the first period and the final 5 minutes in the first 5 that really tell you how this team takes full. And you saw it, guys. You saw it in that first period. They dominated. Shots on goal, 15-8 Buds in the first period. Now let's move on to the second. The Leafs, awful. Straight up awful in the second period. 13-3 in shots in favor of the Avalanche, and Andrei Burakovsky scores a power play goal. Excuse me, guys. A little stuffy. And Nazem Kadri with the dime actually had 2 assists in the hockey game. And that makes it a 4-2 game, but the Leafs didn't give up anything in the last 5 minutes, so I'm feeling pretty confident still. Heading into the third with a 4-2 lead. 6:54 in, Nikushkin scores, and it's a 4-3 game. And I'm like, okay, maybe now getting worried. But the Leafs and Frederik Andersen make some huge saves down the stretch. Freddie makes a boatload of big saves there late in the contest. One was like a deflection. It was a slap pass and a deflection. And what a save by Frederik Andersen, guys. What an incredible save he made on the redirect. And that right there saved the hockey game. As we talk about, yeah, Frederik Andersen gave up 3 goals on 37 shots, which isn't bad. It's a .919 save percentage. But again, he gave up 3 goals, so that might not be the greatest if you want to look at it that way. But he made the big saves when you needed him to. And that's the difference between what we've been seeing right now and what we saw for the longest time. The Leafs have now won 2 straight games. They're feeling a little bit better. They're back above 500, 11, 10, and 4. And Leaf fans loving to look at standings and seeing how things are going there. Well, the Florida Panthers were ahead of the Leafs. They lost in regulation to Carolina, and the Montreal Canadiens blew, and I mean full-on blew, a 4-0 lead against the New York Rangers and lost 6-5 in Montreal. In regulation, may I add. So, Leaf fans, good news there. You know, I mean, obviously games played are still an issue. Leafs still have 2 more games played than both of those teams. However, with the win today and with them losing, and Montreal now dropped 4 straight games, it's going okay for Leafs. Sorry, guys. Just gonna wipe up here. I apologize for that. But you can see it on the ice, the way this team is playing. And, you know, people are going to say, well, the Leafs didn't really play a good 40 minutes. Yes, I do agree with that. They did not play very well in the second and the third period. However, they got big saves when they needed to. That's what you need. And they got out to the big 4-1 lead early. They weren't trying to crawl back in a game and came up short. They were playing with the lead for almost the entirety of this game, and they were able to hold on. The difference between playing at the lead and crawling back is huge. That's what Colorado had to do today. Going into the game, Colorado's 13-7-2, a very good hockey team, and the Leafs go in there and they do a good job. Look, as much as it wasn't pretty in the second and third period, they started right, except for the first period, 31 seconds in, giving up the tie game and them having the lead. But you answered back. In the first, you didn't let it get out of hand in the first and give up a second and a third goal, which is what we've been seeing. Once they gave up that first goal, the tables turned, and the Leafs dominated the period, and they scored 4. An amazing period for the Leafs, and you know what, guys? That's sometimes all it takes. Good teams, great teams, find ways to win even when they don't play their best. And I feel Sheldon Keefe is bringing out the best of these guys. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if it really is him or if it's just kind of the coaching change that's kind of going to the Leafs' legs and they're ready to go. I don't know what it is, guys. We could say whatever. You could say, well, they're just playing better, they're skating, they're more on the puck better. That could be Sheldon Keefe. That could also be, like I said, the Leafs just playing better, they're competing more. Or it could just be, you know, a new guy at the helm. Hey, the Leafs just going out there and playing some good hockey. I don't know. I really have no idea, guys. But what I am enjoying is seeing 2 points on the board on the road in back-to-back games. That is very, very nice. Against 2 very good hockey teams. By the way, Nathan MacKinnon, oh my God, that guy is something else. I mean, watching him today, we don't get to see him a lot, obviously, in Toronto and everything, but watching Nathan MacKinnon play, the guy is fast, he's crafty, he is insanely skilled. And he's one of the best players in hockey. No doubt about it. By the way, Alex Kerfoot, not in the score sheet. However, knocks down Eric Johnson and gets a penalty from behind. Didn't look too pretty. And almost got into a little fisticuffs. But obviously, Kerfoot's not going to drop the gloves with anybody, as expected. And that's all she wrote with that. So the next game for the Leafs. All right, we enjoyed this one. We can enjoy this game for all we want. The next game for the Leafs is not until Wednesday. Now, obviously, with the Leafs playing a lot more games than other teams, Tampa's only played 20 games. The Leafs have played 5 more games than Tampa, and we only have a 2-point advantage. So obviously that's not, you know, the Leafs aren't where they want to be yet. However, with the winning of their last 2 games, and with teams like Florida and Montreal losing, it makes you feel a lot better about yourself. And I'm really liking what we're seeing. Obviously, like I said, the Leafs don't play Sunday, they don't play Monday, they don't play Tuesday, but they play on Wednesday in Detroit. Now, They have beaten two very good teams, defensively at least. They're, obviously Arizona, very good defensive hockey club. I don't know how the Colorado Avalanche are defensively, and we're not going to. I'll have a quick look to see how they are in goals against. Goals allowed. Excuse me. They're ninth, tied for ninth. So obviously they're very good. They've been a very good hockey team. Shots on goal, they give up a lot. Penalty kill, blah blah blah, whatever. But again, they're a team who can score a lot. The Leafs held them to 3 goals. They scored 5. Well, I guess the empty netter by Zach Hyman with like half a second left. But that's why I didn't even talk about it, guys, because it was. I mean, really, it's a hard-working empty netter. That's the way Zach Hyman usually works, and I love the way he plays, and that's just Zach Hyman himself. Now, like I said, let's go to Detroit on Wednesday. You've beaten 2 good teams on the road. You're going to Detroit, a team who has lost 5 straight games. They're 7-15-3. Now, with that Detroit game, do they play the night before? No, they don't. Do they play the day before that? They do not. They play tomorrow. All right, they play on Sunday. Then they don't play us till Wednesday. So both teams are rested. You're in Detroit. It's going to be probably more Leaf fans than Red Wing fans. That should be an automatic 2 points. Nothing in this league is automatic because all the teams are very good. Well, maybe not all of them, but again, you can't count any team out. Sorry, guys, one last time here. Oh, struggling here. But for the Buds, they got a couple good wins to the last few games. That's great. Enjoy them, bank them, feel good about them, And you go into Detroit, you cannot take these guys lightly because then obviously Friday and Saturday you have a home and home against the Buffalo Sabres. Obviously very important games there. Now, if they play Freddie on the road, I would expect that to happen. Other than playing him at home, I think having your backup Kaskisuo probably in net for that home game makes more sense. But again, you can't look past Detroit and look to those home and home games. You got to look right at Detroit, the team in front of you. Frederik Andersen, Jonathan Bernier are the expected goaltenders in that game on Wednesday night. It's a 7 o'clock puck drop there at Little Caesars Arena. All right? So, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the game today, because it was entertaining, to say the least. I mean, special teams was very good for the Leafs today. 1 for 2 in the power play. They give up the 1 power play goal. It sounded a little unfortunate there, but again, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this game. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your guys' thoughts on this game, your thoughts on the video. Who'd you like? Who'd you not like? Who is your player of the game in this one? I thought it's hard to pick one. I thought Freddie made some huge saves late in the. I mean, again, when your team's down, or when your team's up 4-1 in the third period and you need key saves, yeah, he gave up a goal in the second period and a goal in the third, but he was able to allow 2 goals on 29 shots there in the final 2 frames. So he did a great job, shutting the door when this team needed it the most. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on who's your player of the game in this one, all right? And Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, guys, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition as they barely, and I mean barely, scraped out a victory down in Atlanta there this evening against the Hawks. Raptors have won 3 straight games. They're feeling real nice right now. And as for the Leafs, as we talked about, their next game is against the Detroit Red Wings in Detroit. Frederik Andersen, Jonathan Bernier, the expected goaltenders in that game on Wednesday. 7 o'clock puck drop at Little Caesars Arena. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.